The discovery. On a bright and sunny day on Earth, a group of children played in a lush green field. The sky was a brilliant blue, dotted with fluffy white clouds. This field, near a small town, was a special place where imagination thrived. Children laughed and ran, but what made this day even more special was what they were about to find. Among the children, a boy named Tommy wandered away from the group. He loved exploring. While his friends played tag, he felt a pull toward the nearby woods. As he stepped into the shaded trees, he noticed something strange on the ground. It looked like a giant, wriggling worm, but much larger than any worm he had ever seen. Curious, Tommy approached the creature. It was long, almost as long as a car, and it shimmered with colors of green, blue, and purple. The worm moved gently, and its body sparkled as sunlight hit its skin. Tommy's heart raced with excitement. He had never seen anything like this before. "Hey guys, come here," he shouted to his friends. They quickly ran over, their eyes wide with wonder as they stared at the giant worm. "What is that?" one of his friends asked, eyes sparkling with curiosity. "I don't know. Let's touch it," Tommy replied, eager to feel the smooth skin of the creature. Carefully, the children reached out and touched the worm. To their surprise, it felt warm and soft. As they touched it, the worm curled around them, wrapping its body gently around their legs. The children giggled and squealed, feeling the ticklish sensation. It was as if the worm was playing with them. Word spread quickly through the town about the giant worm. Adults and children alike flocked to see the remarkable creature. Scientists and experts arrived, trying to study the worm. They learned that it was called a sky worm, a unique species that floated and glided through the air. People were fascinated. The sky worms could change colors based on their moods, and they could even float gracefully above the ground. They were not just ordinary worms, they had extraordinary abilities. As days turned into weeks, more children joined Tommy and his friends to care for the sky worm. They named it Glowy because of its shimmering colors. The kids fed Glowy fruits and vegetables, and in return, Glowy shared its magic with them. It would perform tricks, floating and swirling in the air, creating beautiful light patterns. The bond between the children and Glowy grew stronger. They spent hours playing together, and soon, Glowy became a beloved member of their community. The kids would take turns riding on Glowy's back as it glided through the air, laughing and cheering with joy. News of the sky worms spread beyond their town. People from nearby cities visited to see Glowy and the other worms. Many were amazed, but others were skeptical. Some believed that the creatures were dangerous and should be kept away from humans. However, the children and the town showed how gentle and friendly the sky worms were. They organized a festival where everyone could come and meet Glowy. Families enjoyed rides and games, and the children demonstrated how they cared for the worms. Glowy was the star of the show, captivating everyone with its dazzling displays. As the festival continued, a group of aliens in a spaceship observed Earth from a distance. They were curious about these strange creatures called humans. They had heard stories that humans were weak and not worth their attention. But as they watched the festival, they began to see humans interacting with the sky worms and realize there was something special about them. "What are those creatures?" one alien asked, pointing at Glowy as it danced in the air, lights flashing brightly. "Those are the humans' pets," another replied. Unsure of what to think, they seemed to care for them deeply. The aliens watched the children laugh and play with the sky worms. They felt a strange mixture of disbelief and curiosity. They had never seen such a bond between a creature and its owners. The aliens began to wonder if they had underestimated humans. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Tommy and his friends were blissfully unaware of the aliens watching them. They continued to care for Glowy, oblivious to the eyes of the universe now focused on their small town. As night fell, Glowy illuminated the sky with a beautiful glow, mesmerizing everyone around. It became clear to the people of the town that they had discovered something incredible. The sky worms were not just pets. They were friends, companions, and a source of joy. Little did they know that this discovery would lead to a new adventure. The aliens, intrigued by what they had seen, were about to make contact, changing the lives of humans and their giant space worm pets forever. First contact. The next day, the excitement in the town was palpable. People buzzed with anticipation for another day of playing with Chloe and the other sky worms. Children ran through the fields, laughing and chasing after the shimmering creatures as they floated above the ground. News of their incredible bond had spread like wildfire, and everyone wanted to be a part of it. Meanwhile, high above the Earth, the alien spaceship lingered in the shadows of the clouds. The aliens, known as the Zephyrins, were a technologically advanced race with a deep interest in the galaxies they had yet to explore. They had traveled far to find new life forms, but had never encountered anything quite like the humans and their giant pets. As the Zephyrins observed, they noticed that humans cared for their sky worms as if they were family. This intrigued them, for they had only seen humans portrayed as aggressive and primitive in the stories passed down through their society. The commander of the Zephyrin ship, Captain Zara, was fascinated. "Prepare a landing," Zara ordered her crew, her voice steady with determination. "We need to learn more about these creatures and their relationship with the humans." The crew of the ship began to ready themselves for the landing. The bright lights of their ship dimmed, and they descended towards the town, hidden among the clouds. Below, the children played, completely unaware that they were about to encounter beings from another world. As the ship landed silently behind a cluster of trees, the aliens stepped out. They looked similar to humans, but had elongated features, shimmering skin that reflected light like the sky worms, and large, expressive eyes. Zara led her team forward, her heart racing with excitement and a touch of nervousness. "Stay low and observe," she instructed her crew. They nodded in understanding, eager to see how the humans interacted with their beloved creatures. In the field, Tommy and his friends were playing games with Chloe when they suddenly noticed the air change. The sky worms seemed to be reacting to something, their bodies shimmering more brightly as they floated closer to the trees. "Look, Chloe is acting strange," shouted a girl named Lily, pointing toward the direction of the trees. The children turned, eyes wide with curiosity. Suddenly, from behind the trees, Captain Zara and her crew stepped out into the sunlight. The children gasped, eyes widening in surprise. The aliens' appearance was mesmerizing, their skin glinting in a myriad of colors. "Do not be afraid," Zara said in a gentle voice, using a device that translated her words into the children's language. "We come in peace." The children, initially taken aback, were soon filled with awe. Tommy, always the brave one, stepped forward. "Who are you?" he asked, his voice trembling with excitement. "I am Captain Zara of the Zephyrin Alliance," she replied. "We have traveled across the stars to meet you and learn about these magnificent creatures." As Zara spoke, Chloe floated closer to the aliens, drawn to their shimmering presence. The worm wrapped itself around Zora's leg, curious and unafraid. The children watched in amazement as the alien and the sky worm exchanged gentle movements. "Wow, it likes you," Tommy exclaimed. Zara smiled, her eyes sparkling. "It is beautiful. We have never seen anything like it in our travels." The children gathered around, still cautious but fascinated. They began to ask questions about the Zephyrins and their home. Zara answered their queries, sharing stories of distant planets and advanced technology. "Do you really travel between stars?" Lily asked, her eyes wide with wonder. "Yes," Zara replied, "but we have never met beings who share such a unique bond with their pets. You treat these sky worms like family. It is extraordinary." Tommy and his friends felt proud. They had always known their connection with Chloe was special, but now, hearing an alien acknowledge it made them realize how unique it truly was. "Can we show you more?" Tommy asked eagerly. "We can teach you how to play with Chloe." The Zephyrins exchanged glances, intrigued. "We would be honored to learn," Zara replied. The children began to demonstrate how to interact with Chloe, guiding the aliens in playful games. They tossed fruits high into the air, and Chloe would leap up to catch them, gliding gracefully as it did so. The laughter of the children mixed with the delighted squeals of the skyworm, creating an atmosphere of joy and wonder. As the sun began to set, the colors of the sky mirrored the hues of the skyworms. The children and the Zephrins sat together, sharing stories and laughter as the stars began to twinkle above them. But in the back of Zara's mind, a thought lingered. The Zephrins had traveled to learn about Earth, but could this bond between humans and skyworms hold deeper secrets? They were not just animals. They were symbols of trust and connection, something the Zephrins had lost in their own society. Tomorrow, we will share our knowledge with you, Zara said, breaking the moment. And perhaps we can learn from each other. Tommy smiled brightly. Yes, we want to learn about your world too. The evening ended with a sense of excitement and hope. The first contact had not been one of fear or conflict, but of friendship and curiosity. Unbeknownst to them, this was just the beginning of a new adventure that would change both humans and Zephrins forever. The bond they shared with Chloe and the other skyworms would be the bridge to understanding and cooperation between two very different worlds. A new alliance. The sun rose over the horizon, casting a warm glow over the town. The excitement from the previous day lingered in the air as Tommy, Lily, and their friends rushed to the field, eager to see their new alien friends again. Chloe floated beside them, its bright colors shimmering in the sunlight. The children could hardly contain their enthusiasm, chattering about the fun they had and the adventures they hoped to share. Meanwhile, Captain Zara and her crew were preparing for another day of discovery. They had spent the night discussing their experiences with the humans and their remarkable pets. The Zephrins had seen many worlds, but nothing compared to the connection humans shared with the skyworms. Zara stood at the edge of the spaceship, looking out at the field filled with children. Today, we will learn more about their ways, she said to her crew. This bond they share with these creatures might hold the key to understanding their culture. As the Zephrins approached the children, they were greeted with cheers and excited waves. Tommy and his friends couldn't wait to show off more of Chloe's tricks. Good morning, Captain Zara, Tommy shouted, waving his arms. Are you ready to have some fun today? Good morning, young one, Zara replied with a smile, her voice warm and inviting. We are eager to learn from you. The children quickly gathered around, and Tommy began demonstrating how to call Chloe. It's all about the sound. You have to make it fun, he explained. He clapped his hands and made silly noises, prompting Chloe to wiggle closer, its iridescent body dancing in the air. Like this, Lily chimed in, mimicking Tommy's sounds. The skyworm responded enthusiastically, floating playfully around them. Zara watched, fascinated by the joy radiating from the children and their pet. May I try? Zara asked, stepping forward with curiosity. The children nodded excitedly. Just make the noise, and Chloe will come, Tommy encouraged. With a bit of nervousness, Zara clapped her hands and called out, Chloe, in her best imitation of the human sounds. To her surprise, Chloe floated right up to her, its movements smooth and graceful. Very good, Tommy cheered. Now you've done it. Zara beamed, realizing how easy it was to bond with the creature. This is amazing. It feels like Chloe understands me, she said, her eyes lighting up with excitement. As the morning continued, the children taught the Zephrins various games involving Chloe. They played catch with colorful fruits, and Chloe soared through the air, twisting and turning. The laughter echoed across the fields, bringing smiles to everyone's faces. As they played, Zara noticed the skyworms interacting with other creatures nearby. What other pets do you have? She inquired, her curiosity piqued. Tommy explained, we have dogs, cats, and even some birds, but none are as special as Chloe. The skyworms are our best friends. Zara nodded, her mind racing with ideas. Perhaps we can help you learn more about them. In our travels, we have encountered many species. Maybe we can share knowledge." The children's eyes widened with excitement. "You mean like an exchange program?" Lily asked, her voice filled with hope. "Exactly," Zara said. "We can help each other understand our worlds better. Imagine the adventures we could have." The thought of an alliance thrilled the children. They quickly began brainstorming ideas for activities and exchanges. They wanted to show the Zephrins their favorite places, like the river where they swam and the mountains where they hiked. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, Zara suggested, "Why don't we explore together? We can learn about your world, and you can show us more about your sky worms." "Great idea," Tommy exclaimed. "Let's go to the river." The group set off toward the river, with Glowy leading the way. Along the path, they encountered different animals, and the children took the opportunity to explain each one to their alien friends. "What are those?" Zara asked, pointing at a group of ducks waddling by. "Those are ducks. They like to swim and quack," Tommy replied, grinning at the playful creatures. The Zephrins watched with wide eyes, amazed by the diversity of life on Earth. Each explanation from the children opened new worlds of understanding for them. They realized that despite their advanced technology, they had much to learn from these humans and their environment. When they finally reached the river, the children dove in, splashing and laughing. Zara and her crew hesitated at first, unsure of what to do. But as they watched the joy of the humans, they felt the pull of adventure. "Come on, don't be shy," Lily called, splashing water playfully. "It's fun." Taking a deep breath, Zara stepped forward, slowly entering the cool water. Her crew followed, and soon laughter filled the air as they splashed around, experiencing the pure joy of a human pastime. The bond between the humans and the Zephrins grew stronger that day, as they shared stories, laughter, and playful games by the river. It was a celebration of friendship and understanding, one that would pave the way for a new alliance between their worlds. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with brilliant colors, Zara and Tommy shared a quiet moment. "Thank you for showing us your world," Zara said, her voice soft yet full of gratitude. "You have opened our eyes to so much." Tommy smiled brightly. "And we can't wait to show you more." Little did they know, this day would be remembered as the beginning of an extraordinary partnership between humans and Zephrins, one that would change their fates forever. A shared purpose. The next day dawned with a sense of excitement in the air. As the sun rose, casting a golden hue over the landscape, Tommy and Lily gathered their friends to discuss the new alliance with the Zephrins. They were eager to learn more about their alien visitors and share more of their world. The children were buzzing with ideas, and Tommy took the lead. "Let's plan a big adventure," he proposed. "We can show the Zephrins our favorite places and teach them about Earth." Lily nodded enthusiastically. "Yes, and we should prepare some special activities for them, too. They might love things like flying kites or riding bikes." The children quickly set to work, drafting a list of activities that would showcase Earth's wonders. They wanted to ensure that their new friends had a memorable experience. Meanwhile, Captain Zara and her crew were preparing their ship, eager to learn more about the human culture and the remarkable bond they shared with the sky worms. As the morning sun climbed higher, Zara approached the children, ready to hear their ideas. "What do you have planned for us today?" she asked, her voice full of enthusiasm. Tommy stepped forward. "We want to take you to the hilltop. You'll see the whole valley from up there. And it's a great spot for flying kites, and we'll also show you how to ride bikes." Zora's eyes sparkled with excitement. "That sounds wonderful. We are ready for this adventure." After gathering kites and bikes, the group set off toward the hilltop, with Glowy leading the way, weaving through the grass. The journey was filled with laughter and chatter as the children explained how to ride bikes, share stories about their favorite kites, and describe the beauty of their surroundings. As they reached the hilltop, Zara took a moment to admire the view. The valley stretched out before them, vibrant, and full of life. "It's beautiful," she exclaimed, her heart swelling with joy. "Your planet is so alive." Tommy smiled proudly. "And we want you to enjoy it. Let's fly some kites." The children quickly set up the kites, showing the Zephyrins how to run with them until they caught the wind. With Glowy hovering nearby, the kites danced in the sky, painting it with bright colors. Zara and her crew were amazed at how the kites soared and glided, creating patterns against the blue backdrop. "Here, let me show you," Tommy said, handing a kite to Zora. "Just hold it tightly and run when I say go." With the wind at her back, Zara took a deep breath and ran as Tommy instructed. As the kite lifted into the air, her heart soared alongside it. The other Zephyrins cheered, trying their kites too, each one discovering the thrill of flying. "I've never felt anything like this." Zara laughed, feeling a sense of freedom as the kite danced above her. The joy of the moment united them all, transcending their differences. After spending time with the kites, it was time to ride bikes. The children brought out their bikes, explaining how to pedal and steer. Zara watched with curiosity as Tommy demonstrated. "It's easy. Just keep your balance and enjoy the ride," he called out. As the Zephyrins mounted the bikes, it became clear that balance was a challenge for them. They wobbled and laughed, struggling to find their rhythm. Zara was determined to master the bike. "I will learn this," she said, focusing intently. After several attempts, she finally managed to ride without wobbling too much. The excitement in her voice echoed as she called out, "I did it." Her crew erupted in cheers, feeling inspired by her determination. With the sun setting behind the hills, casting a warm glow across the valley, the group sat together, sharing stories of their worlds. Tommy and Lily told tales of Earth's wonders, from the vast oceans to the towering mountains. In return, Zara spoke of distant galaxies and the beauty of the stars. "We have seen many wonders," Zara said, her eyes shining with memories. "But nothing compares to the joy we feel here with you. Your spirit is unmatched." The children felt a sense of pride swell within them. They were not just sharing their world. They were building a bridge between their two cultures. As night fell, Zara gathered the children and her crew. "We should make a promise," she suggested. "A promise to work together, to learn from each other, and to protect the bonds we formed." Tommy nodded eagerly. "Yes, together, we can be strong." Humans and Zephyrins united. The others cheered in agreement, and they all clasped hands in a circle, sealing their promise. Under the starry sky, they felt a connection stronger than words. They were no longer just visitors from different worlds. They were allies, friends, and explorers of the unknown. That night, as they lay beneath the stars, dreaming of adventures to come, each child and Zephyr knew their lives had changed forever. They had discovered the beauty of friendship, the strength of unity, and the thrill of exploring the unknown together. With hearts full of hope and excitement, they closed their eyes, ready for the next day and the many adventures that lay ahead. The challenge of the stars. The next day, the excitement continued to buzz in the air as the children and the Zephyrins prepared for their biggest adventure yet. Tommy, Lily, and their friends gathered early in the morning, eager to explore the Zephyrins' advanced ship. It was a unique opportunity to see their technology and learn more about the alien culture. Captain Zara and her crew were just as enthusiastic, ready to share their knowledge and show their new friends the wonders of space travel. After a quick breakfast, they made their way to the landing site where the Zephyrin ship awaited them. The craft gleamed under the sun, its sleek design reflecting the blue sky. Tommy's eyes widened in amazement. "Wow, it looks even cooler up close," he exclaimed, unable to contain his excitement. As they approached, Zara greeted them with a warm smile. "Welcome aboard. Today, you will see how we navigate the stars." She motioned for them to enter the ship, and the children followed, filled with curiosity. Inside, the ship was a blend of advanced technology and alien design. Smooth, glowing panels lined the walls, and the air hummed with energy. The children gasped in wonder as they took in their surroundings. "What does this do?" Lily asked, pointing to a shimmering screen. "That's our navigation system," Zora explained. "It helps us find our way through space. Would you like to see how it works?" "Yes, please," the children replied in unison, their eyes shining with anticipation. Zora guided them to the main control panel, where she began to explain the various functions. "This is where we input our destination. Watch closely." With a few taps, the screen displayed a map of the stars, glowing points indicating various planets and systems. Tommy was captivated. "This is amazing. How do you travel so fast?" he asked, trying to absorb all the information. Zora smiled, appreciating their eagerness. "We use a technology called warp drive. It allows us to bend space and travel vast distances in a short time. Would you like to see it in action?" The children cheered in excitement, and Zora quickly set the ship for a short trip to a nearby moon. "Hold on tight," she warned as the ship's engines began to hum. The vibrations filled the room, and the children clung to the seats, their hearts racing. In an instant, the ship shot forward, and the view outside the window transformed. Stars streaked past them, creating beautiful trails of light. The children gasped, their eyes wide with wonder. "Look at that!" Lily exclaimed, pointing at the stars dancing outside. After a few moments, the ship slowed down, and the scenery shifted to reveal a stunning rocky moon, its surface dotted with craters and glowing minerals. "Welcome to Zephyrna," Zora announced. "Let's go explore." The group disembarked, stepping onto the moon's surface. The ground felt different, slightly bouncy under their feet. As they wandered, the children marveled at the unique landscape, where bright colors shimmered in the light of the distant sun. Everything looked so strange and beautiful. Tommy said, picking up a sparkling rock. "What are these?" Zora knelt beside him, examining the rock with interest. "These are called zephyr crystals. They can absorb energy from the sun. We use them for various purposes on our home planet." As they explored further, they discovered strange plants that glowed in vibrant colors, making the landscape look magical. The children gathered around, fascinated by the alien flora. "Can we take some back with us?" Lily asked eagerly. Zara shook her head gently. "We must be careful. Some plants are sensitive to changes in their environment. We can take notes and draw pictures instead. That way, we can remember our adventure here." The children nodded, realizing the importance of respecting this new world. They took out their sketchbooks and began to draw the unique plants and the breathtaking scenery around them. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the moon, Zura gathered the group for a moment of reflection. "Today has been wonderful. You have shown great respect for our world, and in return, we will teach you more about the stars." The children listened intently as Zura shared stories of other planets, the species that inhabited them, and the challenges they faced. "One day, you might travel beyond your world," she said. "But remember, it's crucial to understand and protect the places you visit." Tommy raised his hand. "Will we get to go on more adventures together?" he asked, hopeful. "Absolutely," Zara replied, a twinkle in her eye. "We have many more places to explore and lessons to share. Together, we can learn so much." As they prepared to return to Earth, the children felt a mix of excitement and gratitude. This day had opened their eyes to the vastness of the universe and the beauty of friendship that transcends worlds. With hearts full of dreams and minds buzzing with possibilities, they boarded the ship again, ready to return home. The journey back was filled with laughter and chatter, each child excitedly sharing what they had learned. When they landed on Earth, the sky was painted with the colors of dusk. This was the best day ever. Lily exclaimed as they stepped off the ship, still buzzing from their adventure. Tommy nodded in agreement. "I can't wait for our next adventure. We are explorers now." With promises of future journeys echoing in their minds, the children waved goodbye to their alien friends. They watched as the Zephyrin ship lifted off, a bright star against the evening sky, carrying with it new friendships and shared dreams. As they turned to head home, Tommy and Lily knew this was just the beginning of an extraordinary journey, one that would take them to the stars and beyond, proving that the bonds of friendship could create limitless possibilities. The children listened intently as Zara shared stories of other planets, the species that inhabited them, and the challenges they faced. "One day, you might travel beyond your world," she said. "But remember, it's crucial to understand and protect the places you visit." Tommy raised his hand. "Will we get to go on more adventures together?" he asked, hopeful. "Absolutely," Zora replied, a twinkle in her eye. "We have many more places to explore and lessons to share. Together, we can learn so much." As they prepared to return to Earth, the children felt a mix of excitement and gratitude. This day had opened their eyes to the vastness of the universe and the beauty of friendship that transcends worlds. With hearts full of dreams and minds buzzing with possibilities, they boarded the ship again, ready to return home. The journey back was filled with laughter and chatter, each child excitedly sharing what they had learned. When they landed on Earth, the sky was painted with the colors of dusk. This was the best day ever, Lily exclaimed as they stepped off the ship, still buzzing from their adventure. Tommy nodded in agreement. "I can't wait for our next adventure. We are explorers now." With promises of future journeys echoing in their minds, the children waved goodbye to their alien friends. They watched as the Zephyrin ship lifted off, a bright star against the evening sky, carrying with it new friendships and shared dreams. As they turned to head home, Tommy and Lily knew this was just the beginning of an extraordinary journey, one that would take them to the stars and beyond, proving that the bonds of friendship could create limitless possibilities. The Galactic Gathering. Days turned into weeks, and Tommy, Lily, and their friends couldn't stop talking about their incredible adventure with the Zephyrins. They shared stories at school, drew pictures of the glowing plants and sparkling rocks, and dreamed of their next encounter. The world felt different now, filled with possibilities. They had become explorers at heart, inspired by the vast universe that lay beyond Earth. One afternoon, as they gathered at Tommy's house for a study group, Lily suggested, "Why don't we send a message to Captain Zara? We should let her know how much we appreciated our adventure." Tommy's eyes lit up. "That's a great idea. We can tell her all about our drawings and how we can't wait to explore more." The group agreed enthusiastically. They worked together to write a heartfelt message, thanking Zara for the amazing experience and expressing their eagerness to learn more about the stars. They included some of their drawings, hoping to share their excitement. Once the message was ready, they sent it off through a special communication device provided by the Zephyrins. With a mix of anticipation and nervousness, they waited for a response. Days passed, but the children remained hopeful, checking the device daily. Finally, one sunny afternoon as they played outside, the communication device beeped, signaling an incoming message. They rushed inside, hearts racing with excitement. Tommy pressed the button, and Zara's familiar voice filled the room. "Greetings, young explorers. I received your message, and it made me very happy. Your drawings are wonderful. I would love to see more of your world." The children cheered, exchanging excited glances. Zara continued, "We are preparing for a galactic gathering, a celebration of cultures from different planets. I would like to invite you to join us. It will be a chance to learn, share, and experience the wonders of the galaxy together." Tommy jumped up and down. "We're going to meet more aliens," he exclaimed, unable to contain his joy. Lily clapped her hands. "This is going to be amazing. What do we need to do?" Zara replied, "Just be ready for an adventure. We will arrive in a few days. Prepare yourselves to learn about the diverse cultures across the galaxy." After the message ended, the children could barely contain their excitement. They started making plans for their upcoming adventure, brainstorming what they would wear and what gifts they could bring to share with the alien guests. When the day finally arrived, the sky was clear, and the air was filled with excitement. The children gathered at the designated meeting spot, their hearts racing with anticipation. They had chosen to wear their best clothes, wanting to make a good impression on their alien friends. As they waited, they heard a familiar humming sound growing louder in the distance. The Zephyr ship descended gracefully, landing softly on the ground. The hatch opened, and Zara stepped out, her eyes sparkling with joy. "Welcome back, my young friends," she said warmly. "Are you ready for the Galactic gathering?" "Yes," they shouted in unison, their voices filled with enthusiasm. The children climbed aboard the ship, and Zara introduced them to her crew. They were friendly and welcoming, eager to share their knowledge about their home world and the other cultures they had encountered. The ship's interior was bustling with energy as everyone prepared for the journey ahead. As they flew through space, the children looked out the windows in awe. Stars twinkled like diamonds against the vast darkness, and colorful nebulae painted the sky in brilliant hues. "It's so beautiful," Lily gasped, her eyes wide with wonder. The ship soon arrived at the gathering location, a massive space station adorned with flags and lights from various planets. As they stepped off the ship, the children were greeted by an array of alien beings, each unique and fascinating. Some were tall and slender, while others were short and round, with vibrant colors and patterns adorning their skin. Zara guided the children through the gathering, introducing them to different species and explaining their cultures. They learned about the music of the Grivens, who created haunting melodies using wind instruments made from the shells of giant creatures. They experienced the art of the Virex, who painted beautiful murals that came to life, showing stories from their history. Tommy and Lily felt like they were in a dream, surrounded by wonders they had never imagined. They shared their own experiences from Earth, telling stories of their adventures and the beauty of their planet. The aliens listened with fascination, eager to learn about the children's world. As the day progressed, there were games, dances, and competitions showcasing the talents of various species. The children joined in, trying new activities and learning to dance in ways they had never thought possible. Laughter echoed through the space station as they bonded with their new friends. As night fell, the gathering culminated in a grand celebration. Lights illuminated the station, casting a warm glow on the gathering. Zara gathered everyone around, and a large screen displayed a beautiful video showcasing the diversity of life in the galaxy. "This is a celebration of unity and friendship," Zara announced. "No matter where we come from, we share the same sky and stars. Let's remember this day and carry it in our hearts." The children beamed with pride, realizing that they were part of something much bigger than themselves. They felt a deep connection to the galaxy and its many wonders. As the gathering drew to a close, Zara turned to the children. "You have made a wonderful impression today. Your kindness and enthusiasm for learning will inspire many. Thank you for sharing your world with us." Tommy and Lily exchanged smiles, their hearts swelling with joy. They had formed friendships that transcended worlds, and they knew this was just the beginning of their adventures in the galaxy. As they boarded the ship to return home, the children looked back at the vibrant space station, their minds buzzing with memories of the day. They couldn't wait to share their experiences with their families and friends on Earth, knowing that their adventure was only the start of a lifelong journey of exploration and friendship among the stars. A new beginning. As the Zephyr ship soared back towards Earth, Tommy, Lily, and their friends felt a mix of emotions. They were thrilled to return home, but also sad to leave their new friends behind. The memories of the Galactic gathering and all the incredible experiences they had shared were etched in their minds forever. The ship's interior glowed with soft lights, and the children gathered around Zora, eager to talk about everything they had experienced. "What was your favorite part?" Lily asked, her eyes shining with excitement. Tommy chimed in. "I loved the Griven music. It was so beautiful and unlike anything we have on Earth." Zara smiled at their enthusiasm. "Music has a unique power to connect us, no matter where we come from. And you both showed great courage when you danced with the Virex." It was wonderful to see you embrace their culture. As they continued to talk, the ship approached Earth's atmosphere. The blue planet slowly came into view, bringing a sense of warmth and familiarity. The children looked out the windows, their hearts racing at the thought of sharing their incredible adventure with everyone back home. Once the ship landed, the children stepped out and took a deep breath, feeling the comforting air of their hometown. Zora joined them, her presence radiating warmth. Remember, my young explorers, this is just the beginning. The galaxy is vast, and there are many more adventures waiting for you. Keep your hearts open, and never stop learning. Tommy nodded, his mind racing with possibilities. Will we see you again? Of course. I will always be just a message away, Zora replied, handing them a small device. This will allow us to communicate whenever you wish. I look forward to hearing about your journeys and discoveries on Earth. The children promised to keep in touch, excited about the future. As Zara stepped back into her ship, the children waved goodbye, their hearts full of hope. The ship's engines hummed, and with a gentle rise, it lifted off the ground, leaving a trail of shimmering light behind. Back on Earth, the children couldn't contain their excitement. They ran to Tommy's house, bursting through the door. "Mom, Dad, you won't believe what happened," Tommy exclaimed, grabbing his parents' attention. They gathered around as Tommy and Lily excitedly recounted their adventure with the Zephyrins. They showed their parents the drawings they had made and shared stories of the friends they had met and the cultures they had experienced. The room filled with laughter and astonishment as the children's enthusiasm sparked their parents' imaginations. "We even learned to dance with aliens," Lily added, her eyes wide with wonder. Their parents listened intently, amazed by the stories of friendship and adventure. "You two are truly remarkable," Tommy's dad said, pride shining in his eyes. "I can't believe you had the courage to explore the galaxy at such a young age." As the days turned into weeks, the children continued to share their experiences with their friends and family. They created a scrapbook filled with their drawings and notes about the Zephyrins and their adventures in the galaxy. The excitement spread throughout their school, inspiring other children to dream big and think beyond the stars. In the evenings, Tommy and Lily would often sit outside, gazing up at the night sky. They imagined the worlds beyond, filled with colors, sounds, and life. "I wonder what the Zephyrins are doing right now," Lily said one night, her eyes sparkling. "Maybe they're exploring another planet or meeting new friends," Tommy replied, his voice filled with wonder. "One day, we'll join them again." One sunny afternoon, as the children played in Tommy's backyard, they noticed a familiar hum in the air. They turned to see a shimmering light approaching from the sky. It was Zora's ship. Their hearts raced with joy as the ship landed softly on the grass. Zora stepped out, her smile as bright as ever. "Hello, my young friends. I've come to invite you on another adventure," she said, her eyes sparkling with excitement. The children erupted with cheers, their hearts soaring. They quickly agreed, ready to embrace whatever wonders awaited them. "What's the next adventure?" Tommy asked, unable to contain his excitement. Zara laughed, her voice warm and inviting. "This time, we will explore a planet known for its floating islands and incredible creatures. It's a place where imagination comes to life." The children exchanged thrilled glances, their imaginations racing. They couldn't wait to experience the wonders of a new planet and discover what lay beyond the stars. As they boarded the ship once more, they felt a sense of belonging. They were no longer just children on Earth. They were explorers, adventurers ready to embrace the unknown. The galaxy awaited them, filled with infinite possibilities, and they were determined to explore every one of them. As the ship lifted off, the children looked down at their hometown, a small dot on a beautiful planet. With the stars shining above them, they knew their journey had only just begun. Together, they would forge new friendships, learn from the galaxy's wonders, and create stories that would last a lifetime.